So today's guest that we're joined by is Antony Costa. Hi, how you doing?
How you doing? You all right?
Good, yeah. It's been a kind of a little while since we've last spoke. Last year, I think it was.
Correct, yeah.
And obviously things have changed now, and I just kind of asked you then what you're doing to keep busy, but as you kind of pointed out, there's not much you can actually do.
Jack orders, there's only so many times I can mow the lawn and play with the kids and, and wipe the windows,
What are you missing the most kind of with being locked down?
I'm missing working. I'm missing, just getting out there and getting amongst it all.
And obviously recently we all saw you take part in Celebrity Coach Trip. And that was really entertaining, not only because of your incredible impression of Brendan, which is exactly like he sounds, by the way. But what was that like for you? Because watching the show, it was loads of kind of reality TV stars, YouTubers, bloggers, and then you had yourself on there and Simon, who obviously for me, I'd be like, wow, we've actually got some really good celebrities on the coach. But there was this little click between them, was it fair to say? Did you struggle with that as such, that it's kind of the reality stars and these YouTubers together?
No, they said that our group, but when we first went on, it really became a good little family unit. It was a really good group of people, and obviously when people start going off and new people came, the dynamics changed, and me and Webby was like, look man, we're nearly 40 years old and we can't compete with like all these good guys and girls. Do you know what I mean? Just let them have their time. Do you know what I'm saying? Not in a patronising way, in a way of like, we had a good time. We had over a week on there, and yeah, everyone was great, and we had a really like fun and amazing time, and an experience that I'll never forget, because I saw places that I've never seen before.
And did Brendan live up to expectations? Because he seems like so much fun.
Oh, Brendan was great, mate. Absolute laugh. He's the most driest guy you can ever meet in your life. He gives it all like he's a professional, but when the cameras are off, he's the biggest joker ever.
And obviously when the cameras are off and you all go to your hotels, do you all kind of have drinks at the bar together? Because it seemed quite strict. You had to be on the coach.
I tell you, but it was a really grueling, in a good way, it was a grueling schedule. So you was up at 7, you was breakfast, then you're doing the first task, you're driving to the second task, you're doing interviews, you're doing nominations, and by that time it's like 6, 7 at night, so you're doing like a 12-hour day. Even though it was a fun day, you're still doing 12 hours, and then by the time you get back to the hotel, most people were knackered. But again, it was a good experience and something that I'll forever. Because I love the show, so it's all good.
And obviously before this lockdown has been put into place, were there kind of some upcoming projects that you were working on that you'll still be continuing when this is lifted?
Well, there was a show that we were doing called Zorro up at the Hope Mill in Manchester, but that came to a halt. We rehearsed 5 weeks in London, and then we went up to Manchester, we teched the show, we dress rehearsed the show, and only had 2 performances. Obviously, the stuff on Sunday was amazing, and then Monday came, and it was everyone's got to go home because they're closing theatres down. So it was a really up and down emotional roller coaster, because as a show and as a cast, you couldn't fault it. They were an incredibly talented bunch of people that I've worked with.
And with you guys as a group, obviously with Blue, you've all got other talents. You're not just singers. Like I've seen you actually perform live, and we've seen Lee, when he took part in EastEnders. So it seems like you really love not only just music, but the theatre and the acting side of things as well.
Yeah, I think for me, it's about, the music's fantastic, and if it wasn't for the music, I wouldn't be here talking to you now probably. And I'm forever grateful for that. But it's the acting that I love. It's the theatre. It's film, it's TV. It's being someone else for 2 hours. We get paid to dress up and have a good time. That's what we, and entertain people. That's what we're there to do. And I'm just really scared that obviously after all this is eased over, that the entertainment industry doesn't suffer. But you just don't know if it is or not.
I was going to ask you as well, because with live theatre and performance, there's kind of no room for error as such, because when you're doing a TV show, you can stop and redo the take. So is that ever something you find nervous, the fact that you're going out there, and if you do make a mistake, you can't necessarily redo it again, or do you just kind of...
Oh, no. I love that. I love that adrenaline. I love that live feel. I love that whole just keeping on your toes and don't become complacent. I love it. Absolutely thrive on it. And the adrenaline that goes through your body when you're doing a live show, whether it be TV or music or a live stage show, it just chills through your body, mate. It's great. It's the best feeling in the world.
Is there any plans in regards to you as a band? Are you still doing shows at the moment? Where's everything going with Blue?
No, there's nothing at the moment. We're just trying to earn a living and seeing what's going on once this lockdown's over, and see what the entertainment business is saying. But in regards to perform with the boys, nothing's set in stone just as yet.
And obviously one thing this year that obviously everything's been cancelled, but one thing that's been cancelled for the first time is obviously the Eurovision Song Contest, and that's something that you guys as a group actually took part in as well. Do you actually have fond memories looking back at your time during Eurovision?
I do, I do. I think it was a great time to represent the country, and I think anything you do, whether you're a sportsman, musician, actor, if you're there representing the country, you should be proud. And that's one thing that me and the boys we took away from that experience. We was up against all these different acts and artists from different countries, and we're never going to win, but we weren't there to win. We were there just to show people that Blue were back, and from that we got some good press and good publicity, and good music came out of it, and it was a great time. Really, really good time.
As soon as you were asked, was it something that you just said yes to, or did you have to really think about it? Because in the past, a lot of people would say, if you go into Eurovision, it's not going to do you any good, especially the way it's gone in the last 10 years. So was it something you said yes to straight away, or did you really need to?
Because I like the Eurovision. It's a fun Saturday night show that you can just have a laugh with your mates or your family, and I sort of said, look guys, it's the biggest music competition in the world. Even Australia compete in it now. Do you know what I mean? So it's a case of 26 or 27 million people around the world are going to watch you perform. That's more than anyone can see in a normal country. So it wasn't a hard yes to say yes to. It was easy to go, let's go and do it, boys. Let's go and represent.
And obviously Graham Norton's he's made that show his own as well, the same as Terry Wogan did. Did you get a chance to have a lot of interaction with Graham? What's that kind of like?
No, not really. We only met him a few times prior to the event, and we met him that night. But in terms of seeing him every day, we didn't, because obviously he's busy doing his own thing. But when we did see him, he was an absolute gentleman and an absolute lovely guy.
Well, it's been great to talk to you during this lockdown as well. And I know it's kind of crazy for everyone at the moment because, like you said, you can't even go out and do what you would normally do. And I guess for you as an actor, I was talking to a lot of people, actors this week, and they've said you never know when the next job's actually coming. You literally just wait by your phone. So it's kind of a stressful time for you as well, because when this is all over, you don't know necessarily what you're going into.
You don't, and you just literally, just as you said, you're waiting by the phone, you're waiting for your agent to give you some news and give you an update. It's just really hard, and I hope that the show that I was doing prior to this, Zorro, goes back out, and because people need to see it. It's a great show.
I've got to say, I've seen you live when you performed in Truro at the Hall for Cornwall, and you're not only an incredible actor, a great singer, you're just a really nice person. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Top man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll speak soon.